Welcome back to Joe's Computer Museum. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of a tour around my museum. I've done some updates and I just wanted to show everybody what that was about. Let's come over here real quick. This is part of my collection here. This is my Byte magazine collection. Goes from January 1982 and goes like all the way up to down here to 1990. I got these from a local college library when they withdrew them. I had a lucky in with somebody who works there who was able to get those for me. The first computer I ever owned was actually a TRS-80 Model 1. Her old thing was a piece of junk. My parents got it somewhere in like 1986 or somewhere around there, I don't remember exactly. And they never really let me touch the thing. And they were never able to really get to work correctly. I guess it was screwed up from the beginning. Years and years later, eventually somewhere around 1992 or 93, they're like, here, you can play with this thing now, here you go. I managed to get the thing work. Actually, the first solder job I ever did was fixing the ribbon cable that went from the keyboard to the main board. Unfortunately, about a year after that, the poor thing gave up the ghost and just stopped working altogether, and I couldn't resurrect it again. But luckily for me, I got my beloved Apple IIs. These guys right up here. About a year after that, and I haven't looked back. If you watch my videos, you might from time to time see some dust floating around beside me, and that's because my museum is in my laundry room, and this dryer here throws lint dust all over the place. So in case you're wondering, that's why. Server down here, just a file server that I use to hold gigs and gigs and gigs of music and videos and other junk. Sometimes I sing random songs to the alphabet for my own amusement. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I know, don't quit your day job. This is my main workstation here. This mess right over here is I'm taking apart an old Epson Equity. This is usually where I do my PC repair stuff when I'm just fixing things for folks. Main editing workstation. This is where I do all the video edits and basically goof off, look up stuff, play around online with Facebook and things like that. My Apple II GS, it has a beautiful place of prominence right here. This guy is one of my favorite Apple IIs, and I put this here because it seems like a good desktop PC to sit down and work at. I plan to write a book on it. I might someday, I might not, I don't know. Have you ever noticed how the GSOS ah sound and the HBO title card ah sound are exactly the same? Back over in this area, if we can get this shot lit correctly, back in this area is my old PC collection, pretty much all IBMs here, and just some extra stuff to hold things like fans and processors, static bags, power bricks, IDE cables, just bits and pieces and things like that that I need to do my repairs. I've done a little organization here as well, some steel pegboard mounted to the side of my racks just to hold more cables and things. RCA cables, SCSI cables, KVM switches, network power, all of that magic. Few things are as satisfying as seeing the patent drawing for a toilet paper dispenser and feeling the sweet vindication of knowing your opinion on the proper orientation of a toilet paper roll is actually fact. Here's my recording setup, my video recording setup. I just record on my iPhone 6. Up here on the head, I just got one of those little adaptery things that allows me to stick the iPhone there. And then I have a mic on a stick here, basically, that gets the mic close up to my face to get rid of echo and stuff and make sure the recording's nice and clean. Silly little lighting unit here that I use to light my face up so that you guys can see me. I had a friend when I was younger start asking me for the... It took me forever to figure out he meant the... Back here in this corner, Again, this is my classic, or I should say my mid-range Mac section from the 90s. All the little gosh, what are they called? The pizza box Macs and stuff. And down in here are my classic Macs, as you can see. I've been rearranging. I used to have some of these up here so that I could see them all, but I'm making space for new acquisitions in case I want to add new stuff. Lights off. Lights on! This over in here, let's get this thing out of the way. This stuff over here is my 8-bit collection. I've got Atari 800 XL there, the Commodore 64, and of course my favorite collection, my Apple IIs, Apple II-C Plus, a Platinum, and 2Es there, plus all the different manuals and books and stuff I've collected over the years to work with those. When I go to business networking events, the people I meet there frequently ask me what school I went to. And I know they mean college or university, but I didn't go to college, so I just tell them as such. And the conversation usually ends abruptly after that. I think too much emphasis is put on the social status gained from having a college degree, and not enough emphasis is put on the actual knowledge you gain from going to college. Many times I feel like just telling them, you know, I didn't go to college, I taught myself everything I know, and I do very well, thank you very much. Here's one of the biggest upgrades I've done recently, and if you watch my most recent video, you've probably seen this. I added a backdrop and an extension to my workbench here. I've upgraded this so that I can do kind of an electronics lab setup. I have some plans in the future for a really long-running series that I think you guys are going to be really interested in, so stay tuned for that. I'm not going to give you any more hints than that right now. We got to build the suspense, you know. But if we come in here, I've got all my different resistors and stuff all set up and correct. I've got LEDs. I've got jumper wires here for doing breadboarding, and I've got my, gosh, what are these capacitors? Oh, they're up here. I've got capacitors and stuff. I still have to buy transistors and diodes and logic circuits and all of that stuff here, but I even got little breadboard circuits I'm working on to put together to teach myself how to do that. I went to the grocery store late in the evening once because of circumstances, and the cashier was a nerdy guy like me, and when he rung me up and told me the total, he said, your total will come to $5,174. And I looked at him with a squint in my eye and a tilt to my head, and he said, because it makes more sense that way. Yeah, this is kind of my home away from home, my little place in the basement that I hang out in and play around with old 8, 16, and 32-bit computers, screw around with electronics, make videos, and basically just have fun. Really do this for my own enjoyment, put them up on the internet. If you guys like them, that's great, that's even better. Well, that's all for today's video, short little update. If you like what you see, leave me some comments, stick around, watch a few videos, and remember, 8 bits are all you need. That took way too many takes.